Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our show, Sports Hour with Mobi and Bryan. Look at, we have great show today, and we're gonna discuss. First, we are very happy football is back. Yay, Bryan! Right?
That's right.
So
Very
Bryan,
happy.
Bryan is my co-host. Let's welcome Bryan. Okay, Bryan,
Good to
tell
be
us.
here.
Yes, thank you. Bryan, tell me about how did you feel about football? First news. You watched the game yesterday, right?
Yeah, Kansas City and Houston last night was a great game. Very excited. It was definitely different seeing very few fans. I think they said 16,000 fans
Yeah,
were there.
7.
So definitely different, but it was great to have football back finally.
Finally. And I am sure they were joking on last night that probably when they tackle somebody, they thank God. I say,
Yeah.
somebody touched us.
Somebody
finally.
different.
Somebody finally touched us.
Yes.
And we can. So imagine life 1 year ago and we were not thinking about all this. Oh my God, life has really changed. Okay, so let's go to the game. So we're gonna basically discuss simple all games, and we're gonna just hear your comments, and we're gonna talk about football, and that's all we're gonna talk about. So tell me about your impression of the last night games. Do you think Houston did worse or just?
Well, I
won?
think both teams. There are obviously no preseason this year. They're a little bit rusty at first. Kind of started out slow out of the gate, but once the game got going, I think we saw. Patrick Mahomes was finding his receivers quite often. The running game opened up. I think his name's Eric Flair. Started out kind of slow, but then he had I think 130 yards rushing, and I think like 2 touchdowns. So, I think they were a little rusty in the beginning, but the game progressed, and I think it was 34-20 Kansas City. So, and that's who we picked, I believe, in our football poll.
Yeah,
So.
we are both in pool, and we are gonna reveal our picks, and maybe we'll play picks for you all. Send us your picks, and we'll just see who wins the season. Right? Great.
Yep.
So let's see that. I think I saw the comment in the stand. It says, "Houston, we have a problem." So I think that was funny. So whoever wrote that. And so I think you're right. There is no preseason, so they were rusty. So maybe, but for one thing for sure, Kansas City is not rusty. I mean, usually you'll say post Super Bowl, they are
No hangover for them.
Yeah, no hangover.
Yeah.
So they are actually I think somebody was telling that they are on a mission to win this one too.
Yeah, back to back would be the first time, I think, since New England did it in like 03, 04, something like that. So.
I'm talking about New England.
Yeah, big change there.
So
no more Tom Brady. It's going to be interesting.
So all the New England fans, I'm sure they are. I don't know. Are they happy or not happy?
I don't know. I think the rift, if you want to call it a rift, between Belichick and Brady, maybe they want to figure out who it was. Was it more of Belichick's coaching, Brady's quarterback play? That's going to be seen this year. And then they got Cam Newton. So we'll see if he's going to be healthy. He's been hurt the last couple of years. I think shoulder and a foot injury, I believe. But I'm really looking forward, though, to seeing Tom Brady playing with Tampa Bay, and they got Rob Gronkowski to come back out of retirement. So it's going to be a very interesting game there. I think that's I don't know if that's a Sunday night game but I got to look at the schedule. But that's one of the games I'm really looking forward to watching.
So I think it is sad that Tom Brady, without anybody can say anything, but he is the greatest quarterback.
Oh, absolutely, hands down.
And so everybody has critics, but I think he is the best so far. So of course we have other quarterbacks, and Kansas City. Not to mention their quarterback probably is gonna be one of the greatest if he keeps playing.
Yes, Mahomes is definitely going to be one of the top ones for sure. But What do you think about your team, Big Ben, coming back?
Big Ben, well, Big Ben, I think it's not much Big Ben. It's always a team, you know.
Yeah, their
The-
defense is always tough.
Yeah, that defense. So I think Steelers did always good if their defense was better. So those Troy Polamalu type defense,
Yes.
you know, once they come back, I think it would be great.
Yeah, I think the trade they made last year to get Fitzpatrick was huge to
Okay.
help their back end of the defense. And we'll see with Big Ben. Was that a fluke injury or is that just, I know he's 38, whatever he is, years old. Maybe that's just one of those injuries where the older you get, your body just is, look at me, your body just doesn't hold up anymore. So, and then we had another big change of the quarterback with Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So they got Phillip Rivers from the Chargers. So that's
Wow.
going to be another interesting move there. So who you got picked for Philly, Washington?
I had to live with, I think, Washington. Well, who do you have?
I went with Philly. And
Okay.
I think it's going to be, I don't know. I know Philly's had a lot of injuries. Dwayne Haskins played well at the end of the season last year. We'll see. But I think it's in Washington. So I went with Philly. I don't know. My wife's a Philly fan. So I try to
Keep your wife happy.
keep her
life
happy, pick Philly. But it's a division game, so anything can happen. Those division games are always tough. So.
And what about then next? We are all actually tied on New England.
Yeah, Miami, New England. Again, we discussed a little bit with Brady not being there. Cam Newton, new quarterback there. New England's defense is always pretty tough. It's in New England. I went with New England on that one. Did you pick New England or?
Yeah, I have New England. So at least we have. I don't know what audience will pick. So, but we'll see. So what about the next game? Green Bay, Minnesota.
So looking at the picture, it's pretty split. But I went with Minnesota at home, and that's another thing we really kind of touched on earlier. I think the home field advantage this year is kind of not going to be there because of the fan situation. So usually Minnesota, it's a pretty big home field advantage being in a dome and all. But I don't know I don't even know if they're having fans. So depending on if they're going to allow them to have 15,000, 20,000 fans there really is not going to be a home field advantage. So, but I picked Minnesota being at home. And again, I know Aaron Rodgers, I think they won like 13 games last year, but I didn't particularly care for how they drafted.
Yeah, they did.
I don't think they helped him out too much. So, who do you have?
I have Minnesota too, and I think I had a feeling exactly home advantage. I mean, I don't think they want to lose games in the new stadium, so probably you think this is gonna be year for Minnesota?
Well, I mean, they shocked me last year by going into New Orleans and winning that playoff game. Kirk Cousins played a really good game that day, but then they got killed against San Francisco. But it's hard to tell, not seeing any preseason games at all. Aaron Rodgers is always going to play well.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, yeah. I mean, I always thought Aaron Rodgers is the new Tom Brady, so I always thought he'll be somewhere.
Yep,
there.
he's always going to be tough for sure.
Yeah, he's always tough. And so what about next one, Jacksonville or Indy?
Well, I picked Indy, and we touched on it briefly. They got Phillip Rivers coming in there. Their team did fairly well last year. Jacksonville, I don't know what they're doing there. They've kind of traded everybody away. They let Fournette go. Tampa Bay picked him up. It's kind of a head scratcher what they're doing. I don't know if they're playing for next year per se, but I picked Indy. Again, Phillip Rivers is there. They did pretty decent last year, so that was my pick.
Yeah, I have Jacksonville. I don't know why. Maybe I wasn't thinking. Usually.
But you never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
That's what happens. Usually if I made up my mind and did the pick and I try to change it, most of the time I go wrong.
Yep,
I
me
don't know
too.
why.
That's me.
This is superstition. I'm not superstitious guy, but I look like I will be.
I do the same thing though. So sometimes when I change my pick at the last minute, I always lose. So I usually stick with my gut. But Chicago, Detroit, again, I'm not a big fan of Trubisky. I think he had a shaky year last year. It's at Detroit. I'm not sure. Their quarterback's escaping my mind right now. He was hurt last year, but he should be back this year. Oh, man, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Let me look.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. You can look, but let's. So your pick is Detroit.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, mine is too Detroit. And then what about next one? Carolina and what's that? Carolina, right?
Yeah, Carolina. Who the heck they play?
I think Carolina, LV, Los Angeles Rams, or no? Is that
I think Carolina plays the Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
The Raiders.
Okay.
I picked the Raiders.
Okay.
Carolina, new coach, new quarterback. Cam Newton's not there anymore. I think they picked up the guy out of New Orleans. Man, he's escaping me. He was got hurt. He tore his knee up in Minnesota. He was their quarterback.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It wasn't his skin guy. Sorry, not skin. Washington. Is the running back? No, that's not the.
No, the quarterback for Carolina was Minnesota's quarterback. They drafted him.
Oh, then let him go.
And he got hurt and before the season started.
Oh yeah. I know.
I can't think of his name. I'm
okay.
having a bad day here.
No
My
problem.
mind is slipping.
Well, I think we are still in preseason. So.
That's right.
We didn't have preseason. Otherwise, you'll see we were right on money. But that's okay. Let's go to the next one. Who's
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh,
That's
Teddy.
who their quarterback is. Carolina. So.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think he'll do well?
Well, he stepped in for Drew Brees a little bit last year and did fairly well. So I think in the right scheme. Before he got hurt with Minnesota, he was doing fairly well. So I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think he did very hot in Minnesota. He was.
Before he got hurt, they were doing okay. I think they went to the playoffs one year with him.
Yeah.
And Seattle, I think, beat him that year. But
yeah, coming back to Philly, talking about quarterback situation, you think the quarterback won't get injured this time?
Again, I mean, he was before he suffered his. Carson suffered that injury against, I think it was Dallas, running into the end zone with his knee.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing okay, and then he had I think it was last year in the playoffs, he got a ribs or something with against Seattle. But that's a thing where, these teams have not really had much contact. And I think in the Kansas City game last night, one of their defensive linemen, hurt his elbow or something. I think you're going to see a lot of soft tissue injuries. So we'll see. I don't know if he can stay healthy. They got a chance, but that's the big question. Just like Big Ben or any team for that matter.
Yeah.
One injury away, your quarterback goes down. It's kind of tough to recover.
Yeah, that's the end of your fantasy and all that.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about the next game is between Buffalo and Giants.
Jets.
Yeah, Jets. Sorry.
Yeah, that's another game that's very intriguing. It's a divisional game.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, in my opinion, should have beat Houston last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were up, I think, 16-0, and somehow had they kind of folded in that game. But I picked Buffalo. I think there'll be a tough team this year.
Team.
So
Buffalo. Okay, and then is our another home team, Baltimore Ravens versus
playing my team,
Browns.
the Browns.
Oh my God!
So I picked Baltimore. That's going to be.
My God.
It's in Baltimore. We beat them there last year, but again, without we got a new coach, new system, but I think the system fits Baker Mayfield. The play action, more of a running style. We've upgraded the offensive line. So, I mean, it's hard for me to pick against my Browns, but
wearing Browns jersey and picking against it means a lot.
I picked Baltimore. That's Lamar Jackson trying to get that MVP again. He's going to be tough to stop for sure.
Yeah, he's something. He's up to something. So, let's see. Next one is Seattle, Atlanta.
I believe I picked Seattle in that
Yeah.
one. Russell Wilson's always, tough to beat. And Atlanta, I think, was on kind of had a down year last year. I don't know if Julio Jones can stay healthy. And I think they picked up, was it Ridley, the other receiver? Ryan is a good quarterback, but I think Seattle would be a tough out for him.
Well, the only thing is, although I also picked, let me see what I picked. I also picked Seattle, but sometimes Russell Wilson is not his best.
Yeah.
Rusty. I have feeling Seattle usually loses few games, then gets into this
Get a rhythm,
more.
yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Like some teams do that. Then it's like
They find their
yeah,
step and-
I think Giants used to do that. They lose
Yep.
all the game. That's
Yeah,
the
they'd
last-
start out slow and then they'd
then
finish
they win the
season
Super
strong.
Bowl.
Yep.
So that happens. So you want to have a late start. You don't want to bloom earlier.
Yes.
Because then that's about it. Then
Yep.
your season ends. So I think bloom at the right time or late. That's fine. Okay, let's see. Well, who else we have for. Next one is for I think Rams, Cincinnati Bengals.
I think it's the Chargers Bengals. And
Yeah, Chargers. Sorry.
I picked the Chargers, but it's at Cincinnati. They got the number one pick, Joe Burrow, who won the championship with LSU last year. So I don't know. That rookie quarterback deal. Some games I think that he'll do well. Other games he's going to struggle. First game out of the gate with no preseason. I picked the Chargers, even though they don't have Phillip Rivers. They have our old quarterback who started 2 years ago for us, not Teddy Bridgewater. Man, my brain is terrible right now.
That's okay. That's okay.
Give me a second, I'll tell you. But I think he'll manage the game.
He'll do well. I picked Cincinnati. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, again, first game out of the gate, you never know.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I also sorry I picked Atlanta too. Oh my.
Did
God.
you?
Oh my God. So those are the two. Yeah, if I win, I win. Then San Francisco. Did you pick San?
I picked San Francisco. Yep.
Yeah, I'm also San Francisco. And let's about the Tampa Bay, New Orleans situation.
So I picked in that game. I picked New Orleans for the simple reason I know Tampa Bay now has Tom Brady, Gronkowski. They got some weapons, but I think coming out of the gate with not playing together and really having a weird off season and preseason, trying to learn gel with new players. You're playing New Orleans with Drew Brees, and they've been together a while. I think my gut said to pick New Orleans on that one. So
Well, I went with Tampa Bay. In Tom we trust.
he's definitely a great quarterback.
Tom we trust. So okay, I didn't.
And now they got Fournette too. They picked up.
Yeah, and I
Fournette.
did not know. If Gronk is gonna be back, I
Yes.
guess he texts me. So just kidding, he never. But that's true. So I had a feeling that Tom wants to show in first game he's in control, and to bet against him would be difficult.
Probably
for
not
me.
a good move for me. Yeah, Tom is he's definitely a savvy vet, as we say. I think what has he got, 20 plus years now?
Yeah, at 20 So to go against him, so let's see. But you're right. Maybe it's team. Let's see. And what about Dallas and Rams? Oh my God, that's gonna be.
That was a tough one. Rams had a bad year last year. They definitely had the Super Bowl hangover for sure. Dallas, a lot of people, I think I've seen some NFL pundits pick them actually to make it to the Super Bowl. They got Ezekiel Elliott, a heck of a running back. Dak's a great quarterback. He's playing for his, future contract. They got some, I think it's Amari Cooper they picked up from the Raiders. But they got weapons. They got a, good young defense. So I went with Dallas on that one.
Yeah, great. Okay, and then I think I also went with Dallas. So then comes my Steel City. So did you pick against it?
No, I picked Pittsburgh. It's hard for me to do, but yeah, I went with the Steelers. If Ben's healthy, he's a hell of a quarterback, and they got James Conner, good running game. Their defense is always top probably 5. I think last year they were like 3 or 4 in the league. So they always put up a really good defensive game plan. And the key is Ben going to be able to stay healthy? And if he does, I think you have to say that they'll probably be in the playoff hunt for sure. So,
Yeah, great. So I think Pittsburgh, I have this feeling they are a great team if they have a defense, and also thing is if they do actually, unfortunately, sometimes when Tom Brady was there in New England, they can beat any team except New England. So then now it's different New England. So probably they might beat now New England if they ever go head to head. And then what about Denver Tennessee game?
So a lot of people are, talking really high on Denver, but they just lost Von Miller, it looks like, for the season. That's really going to hurt their, outside pass rush. I think they had an average year last year. I know they beat my Browns last year, but I went with Tennessee. I mean, I don't know how you can pick against that running game. Derrick Henry's just a beast.
Mode, yeah.
They don't really turn the ball over much. Their defense is pretty stout, so I went with Tennessee on that one.
Yeah, I have Tennessee too. So okay, well I think we are kind of we'll give our picks display for you both, and then we're gonna follow every week and see who's doing that better.
Yeah, who's winning?
Who's winning? We both actually win some money every season, right?
Yeah, usually like last year, I think I broke even. So
cool. Oh well, break even.
I was in the hunt there for a while, and then the last couple of weeks it was terrible for me.
I did actually, probably equalized in the season, and then postseason I did just great. I think made a lot of money. And then I ended up buying my clothes, so you can yeah.
I could barely get a haircut.
So I think so that was great. So we went through that. So anything else you want to people who are enjoying on Sunday football and eating any of your favorite dish you wanna?
Typically, Sundays if I have time, I'll run out and pick up some. I don't know if I should plug the company, but I like Velocity Wings. I mean, sometimes Buffalo Wild Wings. Sometimes in the winter, I'll make chili. I love chili. Put that in a crock pot. Always a hamburger sometimes, if it's a decent grilling weather, or a hot dog or something. Basic stuff, always, as you can tell, the beer. Got to have a cold beer with the game. So what's your food of choice?
Oh yeah, wings. I mean,
Yes.
I think I stay with wings, and after eating wings, and I think we had a couple of times wing together,
Yes.
and so I think we'll probably definitely enjoy that next time for sure.
We got to catch another game. Remember we went to 3 overs a few years ago.
Yeah, we went.
It was a great time.
So I think next one program we should do from the.
That'd be fun.
But if not right now, that we can't have the outside. But,
Yeah, that's true.
so
Keep forgetting about it.
yeah, I know COVID has changed us a lot. So anyways, keep watching our show. Give us your feedback, and so we're gonna definitely come back next week and tell who won. So anything else you want to tell about the NFL? You think this gonna hopefully stay safe for all the players, and nobody cancels it, because they'll be devastating for all
Absolutely.
fans. I mean, we waited the whole year for football.
Yep.
So
It's finally back. Let's hopefully it stays here.
Stays here. Okay, well, thank you for watching our show. Give us your feedback, and don't forget to send your picks, and I will play with that at the end of the season and see who won. Okay, thank you for all watching us.
Thank you.